You are now tuned in to your wifey's favorite podcast.
Who the Hell Knows podcast.
What's up, motherfuckers? This is the Who the Hell Knows podcast. Fucking Tuesday, March 26th.
I'm back.
This is Bubba right here. We got Wally, Chino, fucking Chiquiline in the building, and we have a special guest today.
Our first guest, I think, official, right? Probably like the first official person. Right?
Since we've been this Who the Hell Knows podcast.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
We've had guests in the past, but yeah.
We have a friend in the house, Jose Alberto, right?
Yes,
Fucking Jaramillo. People know you mostly like what? Jay, though, right? You were saying
Jay.
you're mostly known.
He's probably our most famous fucking guest so far. You know.
I think so. Yeah. Right. Fuck yeah. What are you known as? Fucking on your Instagram. What's your Instagram so people can look you up? You know, get you some followers.
Jay Celebrity Barber on IG, and that's my only platform right now.
Yeah, that's the only one. That's the main one. Yeah, most people are on that. Fucking Caesar, how are you, dude?
I'm good, man. I'm chilling.
This is the first time you guys meet. You, Daniel, and fucking Jay. This is the first time. I was lucky enough to meet you at my place of work through your dad, kind of, and then your dad's kind of the person who kind of told me a little bit about what you were doing, cutting hair, and he mentioned that for the most part you cut a lot of professional soccer players' hairs, which caught my attention because I'm a soccer fan.
Yeah, that's badass, dude.
Yeah, that's actually like my base. Like that's the thing that opened the doors to everything else. You know.
Yeah.
Everybody watches soccer.
And so once you cut their hair, they also give other people
The referral.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's word of mouth. You know, most of the time, Miami, LA, and New York are the three biggest cities in all of the United States. So it doesn't matter where you come from. When you come to LA, you want the best of whatever's in LA.
That's what's up. Yeah.
So when you come to LA, everybody just knows to come to me.
Oh, that's what's up.
I love that, dude. Fuck yeah.
That's badass. And what do you usually charge for a haircut? You know what I mean? If you don't mind me asking, like if I ever want a haircut in the future, you know.
Yeah, I don't think you're gonna afford it, bro.
Hey, you never know, motherfucker. You never know. I could be fucking balling one day, you know, and I might want to get a fly ass haircut.
Yeah.
And this fool's the one to go to.
Yeah.
Everybody in LA wants to get a haircut from him. So I want to know what the going rate is for
Yeah,
that.
fuck yeah.
Well, I just charge $100 minimum, you know, but it can go up, you know, just depending.
Depending on what they want, like if they want like designs or some shit, like.
More on the time, you know, because once you're paying me, like, it doesn't matter if you want a design thing.
Yeah.
I do whatever they ask me, you know.
Yeah.
It's just a going rate, you know.
It's like your starting fee, if anything.
Right.
Yeah, to get you. That's awesome, man. I was following on your Instagram. I was checking on some of the players that you've cut their hair, and you do some pretty intricate shit. Like you don't just do fades and you know things like that. I've seen designs, right? You get down. That's more like it's like an art, if you would, right?
I mean, yeah, you know, because you dye hair like besides the design now you can add color to design, so it's starting to grow, you know.
Yeah.
That culture.
That's badass. And it's not just hair either. You like do like beards and lineups and shit like that.
Facial hair, and then like you can add like services to the service you're providing, which is like, for example, facials, you know, the eyebrows, you know.
Yeah.
And that just adds up to whatever you're charging, you know.
Oh, that's bad. And if you're on like a big platform like a professional soccer player, for example,
Yeah.
you want to look the best you can possibly look. So.
Oh, dude, soccer players look fly. Like the pros, I've seen them like steadily as the years progress. Because I've been watching soccer since I was a little kid.
Yeah.
And like you know, they always started with like mohawks and like you know, I feel that a lot of soccer players, well, a lot of big ones, influence not only soccer but like the culture when it comes to certain hairstyles. You know, because for a while you were seeing a lot of like the comb overs. You know, you would see
Yeah.
Ronaldo with it, and then Messi, and then right or
Yeah.
it seems like there's a trend, right, to an extent, or
Right. Yeah.
you get a lot of the same cuts, like a lot of guys ask you for kind of similar things.
Well, to be honest, like in Mexico, when I first started cutting players from out there, they wouldn't get haircuts, you know.
Oh.
So when I met the few Mexican teams,
Mhm.
they would just let, like, when I would walk in, they would see my hair and they would be like, "Let me get whatever you have," you know. So that's how I started in Mexico. So I cut like the biggest teams in Mexico,
Mhm.
and then like it became a trend to get a fade.
That's
like in 2013
awesome.
out there.
So if you
so do you fucking travel a lot for cutting hair?
At the
or-
beginning, I did, you know,
Yeah.
but now
now you're just based in
now
LA?
that I have a lot of experience,
Yeah.
like I don't need to. I have the MLS, you know.
Oh, that's badass, dude.
Yeah. So at the beginning, yeah, because like I wanted
So you're like a
everybody to know
private
about me in
barber?
Mexico, you know.
You don't have like a shop. You just private. Okay, that's fucking cool. So you gotta by appointment only, right?
Yeah, you know. Usually I have like my team scheduled out, you know. Like,
Yeah.
I have my months planned, you know.
Oh, really? So months in advance.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah. Because once they release a schedule, you know,
Yeah.
you already know what you're doing.
Oh, okay.
yeah, I feel like it's a little bit nicer when it comes to that with the MLS and soccer, because you know the schedule in advance, you know what teams are coming, and like you said, if people know you're the guy to come to in LA, and they're like, dude, we're going to LA in 2 months, hit you up, I can set you up, and you already got, I'm sure, a good amount of players, right?
Yeah, I do.
That's awesome, man. That's my biggest thing was, because when I first found out what you were doing and how you were doing it, was like, what kind of training did you get? Did you go to barber school? How you started? You know, what exactly got you into hair? Because it seems like you're passionate about it. You know?
Yeah, and I actually never went to school for that. I used to play soccer, and I would cut my own hair.
Mm-hmm.
So
How do you do that? I don't understand because I know a lot of barbers that cut their own hair and shit, and I'm just like, how the fuck do you like?
well, I
You
mean,
have a
at the
mirror- you have to
beginning,
have, like,
do
be
use
surrounded by
right?
mirrors, or,
Yeah,
like-
at the beginning you do use mirrors, but
Yeah.
now I don't need to. You know, like if I want to do a fast ass cut, cause I need it to look fresh real quick, 7 minutes. If it's like detailed for a special event, 45 minutes on my own hair. You know, and I don't need to use mirrors no more.
Yeah, I'm fucking.
Yeah.
I'm scared to do my own beard, motherfucker. And this fool's cutting his own hair. Like, the back of your head's got to be the hardest part, right? Like,
Yeah, I mean,
oh, it's probably
common
nothing to
sense,
you
yeah.
now. But fuck. I always wondered that though. Like, how the fuck do you cut your own hair? Like, cutting someone else's hair, they're in front of you and shit. But like,
It's practice.
yeah, yeah. And then going to cut somebody else's hair, especially somebody who's like a soccer player or somebody who's on a big platform, like. How the fuck are you like fucking nervous? Like when you first do it, you just got to know what you're doing, right?
No,
they want somebody who knows what the fuck
Yeah.
they're doing, right? You
Yeah,
can't, you
obviously,
can't show any
you
nerves.
can't-
But the first time you ever cut anybody famous's hair, like,
Yeah.
what
Who
was
wa-
that like?
Who was the first that
Juan
you would say?
Agudelo. He plays right now for the New England Revolution,
He was the very first.
the first one.
And how did this come about? How did he hear about you? What?
I was cutting hair for my little brother and my hair, you know, and
Mhm.
started with designs, you know. That's what spread me apart, you know. Now it was MySpace back in the days, you know.
Dang, gang.
Oh, shit.
Original right
Yeah,
there,
still,
man.
still on Facebook and
Yeah,
These
OGs.
young kids ain't
or
gonna
just
know
post
about
my
this.
shit, you know. Like,
Hey, MySpace was the ultimate fucking advertising yourself platform.
yeah,
like,
something I learned, and this is key.
Marketing.
Like, free publicity, or well, how can I say this? Anything you can post for free,
yeah,
like on Facebook, Instagram,
yeah,
take advantage of that because it's
Yeah.
free.
yeah, definitely. Especially
'cause-
if you can market yourself. 'cause-
Yeah, so I would post my stuff, you know.
On MySpace, you and your brothers, huh?
Yeah, just haircuts, you know, like designs and everything.
And then this New England player, how did he get a hold of you?
Through MySpace messages.
He literally just saw you and hit you up on MySpace.
Yeah,
Were you
Yeah.
were you shocked,
No.
or were you like, all right?
Well, first, he knows it.
Uh-huh.
He sent me a message saying he was a pro,
Uh-huh.
and I didn't believe him. I didn't open the messages until he messaged me consistently for 2 weeks, and he was like, "Oh, I play for Choose USA. I have my first game ever with the United States men's national team and Russia versus Russia, I need a haircut. So I was like, oh shit,
Yeah.
you know, this is like Nacho was just saying, this is the national team.
Yeah.
Opened the message, replied, come to Redondo Beach. I came to Redondo Beach. So yeah, just cut his hair, and then that was the first guy ever.
And then
What-
from there, he was word of mouth to other people, or what?
Yeah, actually, I was cutting his hair for like 2 months. And then
Nice.
one day he was just like in his restroom. He was just like, "Hey, some guy on my team says he used to play with you." And then he told me who it was, you know. And then I was like, "Oh shit, yeah, I did play with him." And then he was like, "You should just cut his hair and all my teammates because we pay you more." I was in 2012, and that's when I was like, "Damn,"
How old were
know?
you in 2012?
Shit, I was like 19.
That's beautiful, man.
Jeez.
That's
Damn,
awesome.
imagine being 19. and
19
just-
years old.
All
Yeah,
this
yeah.
shit just hits you like that. Damn, that's badass, dude.
Yeah, dude. You see, like, when I first heard all these things, and I vaguely, you know, little stories here and there from you and your dad, what I've heard, it seemed surreal, you know, and I kind of, that's why I wanted to have you on here to, like, dive into it and, like, really get, you know, because this is, to me, this is fucking fascinating.
Yeah, this is a life that I've never lived. You know what I mean?
Or
Like-
even know
Well,
about.
no. He has a passion, something he likes to do, and that's cutting hair, right? And you get to
Soccer,
do,
and playing soccer.
and playing soccer, and you get to. It's like the best of both worlds. You get to meet people that play soccer.
Yeah, I mean,
professionally.
first of all, like I said, I never tried to do, like, you know,
Yeah,
like, some things just cutting hair and then someone offering you, like, hey, come to my house, you know? I never thought I was going to be doing what I do now, you know?
that's crazy.
Like, you know, to this day, I even think about it, I'm like, damn, like, what a message took, you know?
Yeah.
And that was it.
And you didn't believe him at first? This fool ain't a pro.
That's badass, dude. He gets to do what he loves and fucking.
Dude, that's crazy. So, that guy that you were cutting his hair, you said for a couple of weeks, one of the other players on that same professional team played soccer with you when you were
Yeah, and some team called CZ Elite in Pasadena.
Jesus, and now he's a pro.
Oh, he's not a pro anymore.
Oh, okay. But at the time, he
At
was
the
kind
time,
of...
yeah.
Dude, that's crazy. It seems like such a small world, you know?
It is.
Right?
It is.
I'm
'Cause like I said, that was the first one that they opened my eyes, like, he played with you, and I was like, oh shit, there's a lot of fools from my year that turned pro that I know, and they know me, you know?
And they're like, oh, this fool got the best of us back then, you know? Or, you know, was
Well, I
playing
don't know, you know, it's just, I knew.
up to par. Because I've never seen you play, but I've heard good things, you know? I'm not trying to kiss your ass or anything like that, but I've heard good things, nothing but good things. You invited me to come play with you indoors, so I'm down. I can't wait to play and, you know, see you in action. I love soccer, man. To me, it's one of the best things in the world. I feel like, as divisive as it is at sometimes, because people get, you know, in dumb fights in stadiums, and a lot of people like to talk about that, you know, soccer hooligans in England, things of that nature. It also unites people, I feel, you know, throughout the world.
Yeah, it's something that's diverse, you know? It doesn't matter what language you speak, it's a ball, you know? It attracts people.
All you need is a ball, yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like it has the power
That's
to.
it's a
sport.
worldwide sport for sure.
Yeah.
Like,
I feel like it's the most famous.
Yeah,
Probably.
it is. It's known, you know?
yeah.
Yeah.
It gets the most views.
That
Yeah.
speaks for itself.
That's fucking wild. Well, congratulations on, you know, being able to do something you love and, you know, get paid for it. You know,
Yeah, of
that's like
course.
the American dream right there. If anything, that's the fucking American dream. Doing something you love and making fucking bank doing it.
Yeah,
you know
because
what I
you're
mean?
always happy.
Yeah, exactly. And is it true? Like, you never work a day in your life? If
It is true, yeah.
That's
'Cause you
bad.
wake up happy, you know?
Yeah, whenever you want, you do what you want. To me, that's the most appealing thing about you, man. Like, I feel like a lot of people say, like, oh, you're living your best life. Like, you're living your best life. From my perspective, to me, I'm like, fuck, dude. Who better than you, dude? Who the fuck better than you? In the sense of, you know what I mean? You wake up and it seems like you're happy doing what you love, dude. Like, fuck. I would trade places with you like that. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm gonna fucking, you know, it's not that easy. You put in a lot of hard work. Something else I wanted to know is, like, that first haircut for this professional soccer player. Did he charge him $100? Did you know what to charge? How
So-
did this
so
come
like
about?
I said, I didn't even get to that. So I used to charge $5 with my little brother and his friends, you know?
Yeah.
So, so when he gave me $60, $5, In 2012, a transition from $5 to a $60 haircut
Yeah.
was a big difference for me in 2012.
He just gave
Yeah.
you 60. Like
That was I told them, I'm gonna charge you $30 because that's what I thought was normal from 5 to, like, it was an okay,
And that was you at 19.
I didn't think he had money like any of it,
Yeah. This was you at 19
Yeah.
driving to Redondo Beach, and you're like,
Redondo
all right,
Beach.
this is a $30 haircut, but the experience should be pretty neat, right?
No, it was just like, damn, this fool plays on the national team. That's sick,
More than anything, that's what drew you to it, as a soccer fan, or.
Not as a fan, I was just like, damn, that's sick, He's on the national team.
Mm-hmm.
He's gonna go for his first camp, and I played with him, so
Yeah.
it was more like support the homie, not as a fan.
Oh,
Fuck, that's
even better. dude.
Exactly,
Look what
that's
came out of
awesome.
it.
Yeah,
Look
man.
what fucking came out of that. That's fucking cool, dude.
That's awesome, dude. That's
Yeah,
great.
so
So,
60
support
bucks
your
in
fucking homies,
2012,
right?
And then in 2013, it went to $100.
Yeah.
Damn, dude.
And I'm
When
sure
I
they.
touched the
Compared to
Mexican
like a
national team
$20,
for the
you know
first
what I
time.
mean? I pay $20 for a fucking haircut, like.
Yeah, it's a barbershop.
Yeah, so I'm like, that's fucking cool, dude. That for cutting hair, you could get paid that fucking much money doing art. You know what I mean? Just support your fucking homies and look what comes out of it. You know what I mean? I just want to say that if your homie has art, go to that fool. You know what I mean?
That's the other thing I try and do with.
Because they knew you. You know what I mean? He was on the soccer team and he's like, I want to get a haircut. I know you cut hair. I used to fucking play with you. You guys were two homies fucking supporting each other.
Yeah,
art,
we're
you
still
know what I mean?
homies. I just seen him not too long ago for his last game against LAFC.
Fuck yeah.
So
dude.
I mean, we still talk about it. Like, damn, Juan, you remember that combo in the restroom? When you told me like, hey, like, what the fuck? Why are you cutting like $5 hair? Because you should be like,
Yeah.
Oh, you guys had a conversation about that. That's cool. That's
yeah,
good.
of course.
Who's he play for now?
New England still.
He stayed loyal. Has he played still for the national team? Does he still play for?
Yeah, he was in last year's January camp.
Oh, that's
I saw
awesome.
him there too.
That's awesome.
Cut his hair, cut a few other guys.
I'm sure these the people that you cut their hair, they tip you, huh? You charge 100, but I'm sure somebody gives you 200 or some shit, right? Or no?
Yeah,
that
of
happens.
course,
Yeah. My buddy here, Caesar, he cuts hair.
Sorry, guys, I'm too quiet. I'm just listening.
No, that's good.
He's in awe. Look at him. He's like, oh
I'm
my
just
God.
listening all these stories. Is fuck, man. Like,
It's real.
it's real. Like, if like, I'm just using my imagination, just closing my eyes, and just him cutting hair, just having a good conversation with some badass dude. You know what I mean? And then I just, in my head, I'm like, damn, I ain't believing myself. And now I got like 4 or 5 people telling me, dude, you should go back cutting hair. It's like, dude, maybe I should. Maybe I'm good at. But like, I get nervous. That's why but like, he's so passionate about it. He doesn't give a shit.
Yeah.
So there is a couple of
You
things.
just gotta
Like,
believe in yourself. You
Yeah, that's the biggest thing.
I know, dude.
You gotta know you have it. You're like, I got this.
Like I did, like I don't know, dude. When this fool told me that like you should be cutting hair, my grandpa asked me like a month ago, mijo, come over my house and cut my hair, and I told him the truth, like, Grandpa, I don't have my tools, you know. And he goes like, don't worry, I got something you can use. So I went over there and I did it. I took my time, and he just looks at me and goes, Caesar, why are you not cutting hair? Like, why? Like, you're so good at it.
You went
Like,
to school for it.
Yeah, I went to school for
Like,
it.
this fool actually went to school for it.
I watch videos on YouTube. I was 19. I started cutting hair when I was 14 years old, and because I was sick and tired, like asking my mom, kiddo, I want money to get a haircut.
Because
But
as a kid, hold on real quick, I don't mean to interrupt. As a kid, this guy loved to look good, and he would go try and get a haircut almost every week, man. Right?
yeah, well, I was in high school, dude.
Yeah.
I was in high school, so I decided like, fuck it, I want to look good just for the ladies. Fuck it, I was young and I didn't give a shit. So there was like, fuck, dude, they charged like $15. Fuck this. Might as well save those $20 that my mom gave me and go to Walmart, because fuck it, I was like,
That's how you started?
Yeah, that's how I started. So I just bought some clippers that were like what, $15-$17, and that's how I started.
Yeah.
That's how I started, dude. And my favorite haircuts, honestly, was fades. So I started to do number one, and zero on the sides. And there was times my friends would look at me, dude, Caesar, what the hell happened to your hair? Like, you screwed. like this.
You fucked up a lot.
Yeah, it looks like a dog bit it. You know, that was the
Yeah.
most number one thing that they said. And I'm like, fuck.
It
And I even-
discouraged you, huh? It probably
Yeah, it
discouraged
pissed me off. And they're like, I don't know, dude. Back then, when I was young, I used to dress like I had style, like black. You know what I mean? So I like to have a lineup, and so I used to get this, not the straight razor, but just a regular razor, and just do the line. You know
Yeah,
what I
yeah.
mean? But I was 14 and 15. I was just learning.
Yeah.
And by the time I grew up, and then my mom goes, Mijo, I'll pay for your school. You know what I mean? So I went to school for it.
For
I
how
got-
long? How long did you go to school?
For 4 or 5 months, I passed the test. You know what I mean? That was back then, like, I don't know, back in 2008, man, in 2009. I feel like you had to look for sponsors, someone to sponsor you. And I had one. I was working at a barbershop for like 2 weeks until some guy quit, decided to work at LA.
Yeah.
So I had nobody. So I was like, what can I do to work at a barbershop? So I used to live in Marina Valley. So I walked everywhere. I took the bus. I just looking for a sponsor. They can sponsor me, this
Yeah.
and this. And
It's hard, huh?
it was hard. I was so pissed off. I gave up. I was like, dude, I don't want to do this no more. Like, fuck this, you know?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I didn't want to get a fine because the teacher who taught me was like, if you want to work, you know, it got to my head, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you don't.
Oh
if you
yeah,
don't-
yeah. I remember this real quick. Yeah, because the teacher told him you can't start cutting hair without having your sponsor and going through this whole thing. Otherwise, they will fine you. And I remember that was his biggest fear. He goes, "Dude, I don't want to cut hair and get a fine. I don't want to get in trouble."
No, but see, you just want to work at a barbershop, though.
Yeah, but like I was looking at good good barbershops, like
Yeah.
actually really, because I looked for barbershops, but they had women there and then they had guys, and it was just, I don't know, I prefer just like really professional barbershops, and I was like, screw this. So I went down to Corona, and there was a barbershop which I always liked. I always go there because it's old school, like comb overs back in the day. Excuse me. And I talked to the guy, and he goes, all right, man, if you want to bring someone, just let us know. So I got an appointment. So there was one dude, and I, you know him, you play with him in high school in soccer.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not going to say his name, but this dude loved the way I cut his hair. He calls me, hey, Caesar, I need a haircut. And instead of,
Oh, I know who.
it's kind of like the exact same thing. Like, I'll charge you less because you're a homie, you know, I'm not going to charge you a lot because, you know, I ain't know how much to charge.
Yeah.
I say only 10, this fool will give me a 20.
Yeah.
Every time. So he hits
That's
me
a
up.
confidence booster right there.
He
Yeah.
hits-
You know what? Real quick, yeah. I know exactly what you're talking about. This guy who I played soccer with in high school, and he loved the way Caesar cut his hair. And every time he came into town, he would be like, Caesar, cut my hair. Always him, and he would always give him a 20 no matter what. And I told Caesar, I'm like, dude, how good does that feel? Like, I'm like, if you can only get maybe 20 guys like that love the way you cut their hair, bro, you could be making some decent money, and that's pretty much what you're doing now. You know what I mean? But you're at a higher scale with, you know, like, dude.
And I felt bad, dude, because he's a comedian. Yeah, but he's been doing comedy shows. He always invited me, but I just never had the time. And
The guy who used to cut his hair.
Yeah. And dude, he bought me my clippers. He spent almost $200.
Fuck.
He spent $200. Like, hey, dude, you've been cutting my hair almost a year. So I wanna. He's been doing shows.
That's
so
cool, dude.
all that money he saved, he was like, I want to buy you some clippers. So we went to this salon. I mean, this place where they sell clippers, and God, man, there was some clippers I love, and they're I think it's, I don't know if I pronounce it right. Wahl, WAHL.
I know that brand. Yeah.
That brand?
Those are $200.
Well, one of them was like 80.
Oh.
The other small clippers was like 60.
Oh.
Like almost
That's
like
cool. Hold on, real quick. I don't mean to interrupt and shit. You said you gotta go before 8, right?
Yeah, like around 7:30.
So,
Oh, I'm
If
sorry.
you want to no, my bad, dude. I didn't mean
About
to like,
7:50,
interrupt.
yeah.
Shit, 7:50.
Yeah, I'm just like, if you want to say
Yeah.
anything
Yeah.
on the air, give some shout outs to yourself. Like,
Hold on, let me
so
say
people know
something.
where to
Hold
find you.
on, let me say something quick because I just listened to it. So, dude, you're awesome. I don't know you that much, but you're awesome. I would like to get to know you more because I want to go back again, cutting hair. So, I don't know, whenever come over, we have, hang out with us, we'll talk because I do want to go back to it. And I don't want to school. I don't want to go to school. I want to do it the way you did it. Like
Yeah.
street smart, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know, I just want to hustle. You know what I mean? And I miss that, and I need that. So
Yeah.
I don't know, dude. Next time, come over, please. I would like to talk to you because you have a good vibe. I got a good vibe
Yeah.
from you, dude. So thank you for coming over to this podcast.
Yeah, you need to teach him that hustler mentality. Cause
Yeah, exactly,
I think
dude.
that's what he's missing.
Exactly.
You
Yeah,
seem
I-
like you got that hustler
I
mentality. you know what
I honestly feel like that's something we're all missing. That's the other thing I got from you, dude. I get like you have a very positive outlook in things. So, my whole life I've been told like, whoever the fuck you hang out with, you're gonna rub off of them, and they're gonna rub off you. You know, like whoever. There's all these sayings that pretty much say that, and fuck yeah, man. You're probably one of the few people that I know in my life that is doing something like in a positive kind of way. So I appreciate you, man. Fucking, I know you gotta go. Jay, Celebrity Barber on Instagram. Thanks again for being here, dude. Hopefully we'll get you back on here some other time. Fucking, Boa, anything you want to say?
Nah, dude, keep living your fucking dream. Show people what it's like to live your fucking dream, dude.
Thank you.
That Instagram life.
It's inspiring, dude.
Jay Celebrity Barber on
Yeah,
Instagram.
Celebrity Barber on Instagram.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Fuck yeah. Keep it up, man.
Appreciate your guys' opportunity and the time.
Nah,
Fuck yeah,
dude.
dude.
Appreciate
No,
you.
thank
bro.
you.
The
Thank you.
platform you guys are giving me.
Thank you, bro.
Thank
Yeah, man. Congratulations.
We'll have you. We'll bring you back next time.
Let you know let us know some new fucking people that you've cut, you know?
Yeah, of course.
That's
Yeah, like I
badass.
said, that's the base, you know?
Yeah.
It opened the doors to other things.
Hey, take his advice. Fucking any free marketing that you can do for
Yeah,
yourself.
bro, you stopped recording?
No, we're still
Oh,
on.
shit, man, stop that shit.
No, yeah, we will in a little bit, but hey, we'll be back fucking next week, you bad bitches.
Yeah.
We're out.
This has been
Later.
the fucking Who the Hell Knows podcast, bitches. Later.
Later.